Hello, listeners. Hi, my name is Madhavi, and I'm so happy to have you on Upptalk. You have come to the right place if you want to learn about IT and do really cool things with your hands. We are not just another IT company when I say Upptalk. Think of us as your learning partner dedicated to helping you reach your full potential. We have top notch hands on courses to help you build your business, whether you're new to technology or want to move up in your current job. Let's look around this as our first step towards learning.
And now we are going to start with the ping access. Now, before getting started with the ping access, let's start with what is ping access and why it is used, and all we will discuss it basically now here. What is a ping access, what it will do. Basically, here we have discussed ping federate is nothing, but it's kind of a sorry. Ping federate is nothing, but it's like a kind of identity federation system which is used to enable the authentication system or enable the single sign on using SIM or OAuth. Basically, this is what the ping federate system, and we are using the ping directory as a directory system. Now here in this one, if you remember, we have configured the auth connections and all basically. We have configured the OAuth configurations and we use the audition code grant type, and we have configured the implicit grant type and all basically. Now, here in this kind of a configuration, what we are trying to do here in this one, we are trying to do it in a like suppose if the application here in auth configuration, what we are trying to do in OAuth configuration, we are kind of what we can say we were authenticating the user first. We are generating the code and then we are generating the token. Basically, Ping Federate is acting as the authorization server. And also application will act as a resource server. But here in ping access, what we are trying to do, obviously ping access will work based on your OAuth configuration only. Basically, in the architecture of the ping, access will act as a resource server. Will act as a resource server. Sometimes application cannot be act as a resource server or reverse proxy kind of a stuff. Instead of that, ping access will do that on behalf of application. Ping access will generate the request and send the request to ping federate, and ping federate will generate the token to the ping access. Basically, then ping access will process the token and give the response and allow the user to log in into the application. Basically, for example, let's say it's like how ping access will work here, how the application is different, and then how the ping access will take care all the request. That is what that is not as the reverse proxy model. Basically, reverse proxy model means, do you know what is a proxy? Any idea? What is a proxy? Basically a gateway that allows traffic to go out and reverse. Proxies allowing the traffic to come in and then be able to exactly. For example, the application is somewhere else. For example, the application is there in your local host, something else, maybe some kind of a server. The user is in charge of accessing the direct application. They will be accessing the ping access maybe, let's say like a user facing URL. Let's say like a user facing URL. Maybe like a load balancer URL, or maybe like any URL. We don't know that. You are that URL that is handled at the ping access level that is known as the reverse proxy, whatever the request coming. For example, let's say I'm not going to access the direct Salesforce. For example, let's say you are accessing salessource.com in the sales source means like in the backend. Some other application will be there in the backend, some other server who is hosting the data. Basically, for example, let's say you are having one application. Let's say you are having one application. It is hosted in the IaaS server, for example, bushen.com. It is hosted in your IaaS server instead of I am trying to access the bushen.com. What I will do, there is a ping access URL in between, maybe like a pingaccess.com. I will be trying to access the pingaccess.com. What pingaccess.com will do? It will process your request, it will authenticate, and then after successful authentication, it will show the page which you are having it in the bush and .com. For example, let's say, can you go to open a notepad plus plus? For example, you are having bush and .com slash, maybe like login bush and .com slash finance. Let's say you are the bank application. You are having some kind of a finance application inside the bush and .com motion. .com is your fully qualified distinguished name. Under fully qualified distinguished name, what is the value? Are having different pages. You will be having it if you take one application. Slash finance will be available. Slash accounts, slash credit card, slash debit card, different applications will be available if you take one application. Means there are sub inside the application. There are different options. We don't know, maybe 100 sub applications also will be this slash finance slash. What you can say account slash debit card slash credit card slash loan slash we are having the fast tag fast tag slash my profile. These are the different options in a single application. These are all, it's a HTML page only, slash HTML page or whatever it is, external page, whatever it is. These are all will be hosted in your server or Apache Tomcat. We don't know where it is available, but somewhere it is available. Slash, for example, you are a fully qualified host name is under your server motion.com slash your application is motion.com slash home motion.com slash finance motion.com slash you are what we can say slash, let's say like slash my profile slash credit card, like that. If I am the applicant, I am the user, I want to access motion.com slash finance, what I will try to do, normally I will be trying to access motion.com slash finance. What you will do if you are a service provider or if you are a resource server, you will be redirecting to the pink pet for authentication. That is what the normal flow. You're getting my point. If it is a normal, if you are acting as a resource server or if you are acting as a service provider for the SAML, what you will do when I try to access it? You will generate the request and you will redirect to the pink pet rate for authentication. Pink pet rate will generate the token and send it to you. According to the token, you will accept me, you will log in. But here suppose you cannot act as a resource server or you cannot act as a service provider. You don't have that kind of a configuration privileges or you don't know how to do that. Your application does not have a feasibility to do that. In that case, what we can do? Basically, there is one more option we can see. That option is known as the reverse proxy model or gateway model. You will have one step in between between your user and then the application you are hosting the data. You are the one who is hosting the data. For example, let's say, can you type https://motion.com/finance. Just you can type it in the notepad. Let's say like https://motion.com/marm/finance. This is the normal application. If I try to access it, you need to authenticate me that you are raising a request to PingFatter. PingFatter will accept it and then they will generate a token to you. And based on the token, you are accepting me. You are giving the access. I can able to see the page finance. This is what the normal process. We saw it in that one because you are maintaining, you are the owner, you own the configuration of what the application that is bush and com suppose. You don't know this one, you don't know, like you are saying in this application, I don't have the capability to accept the token. I don't have the capability to process my request and all. Basically, in that case, what you can do, basically, you're getting my point. Your application cannot able to handle that. What you can do instead, can you put arrow mark? Instead of that, you are having a PingAccess pinpoint in between. That is a nasty HTTPS colon /pingaccess.com, pingaccess.com/finance. Instead of I am accessing the bush and .com, I am accessing pingaccess.com/finance. PingAccess will get the request URL. Data has been passed to the PingAccess because PingAccess instead of motion.com, PingAccess is acting as a reverse proxy, basically. You are a data. It is there in the bush and .com in the backend, but your configuration has been configured passed to the PingAccess. PingAccess will have the data called finance. For example, let's say like when you try to access pingaccess.com/finance, it will redirect you to the Ping Federal for authentication. After successful authentication, you will get the token. PingAccess will process that token and then it will show the page as pingaccess.com/finance. Whatever the page you are having it in the you have installed in the bush and .com/finance. The same exact page you can show it in the user, but the URL is not bush and .com, it is pingaccess.com. You're getting my point. That is honesty. Reverse, it's a normal reverse proxy, but here are a reverse proxy with authentication and with authorization also. You can say basically, normal reverse proxy. For example, I am trying to access one URL, the same page, which is available in the backend, but it is available in a different server. I'm not exposing that one. I'm exposing the reverse proxy endpoint in a normal case, normal reverse proxy firewall kind of stuffs, and all it is there. Instead of that, someone else is giving cover for you. The same concept here, but here involving authentication plus authorization. Also, everything has been taken care by the PingAccess here. For example, let's say you were that finance page, that page, it is available in any server you want, IASS or Apache, Tomcat, anything you want, it is there. You are going to configure that server inside the PingAccess. PingAccess will take care of the rest, but you need to make sure PingAccess should be running because this URL pingaccess.com is not maintained at anywhere. PingAccess.com is your PingAccess endpoint. You're getting my point. That is your PingAccess. If PingAccess is running, then only pingaccess.com will work. Similarly, /finance also will work. Suppose the bullshit.com is not working, /finance, it won't work. You will get site can't be reached. You're getting my point. Error 404 or internal server error 500. It will show because your backend server also should be running. That is taken care by the application team or some other team. We are just configured that web server in our PingAccess and for the users and all we are giving the PingAccess. The user facing URL we can say or we can say PingAccess endpoint. You're getting my point. This is the work for the PingAccess. There are three cases are there in the PingAccess. Three use cases. First use case here. You can copy the same thing and paste it in the next line also here. If I try to only reverse proxy, only the reverse proxy, basically only reverse proxy means certain application will come and ask you, hey, PingAccess team, I want only the reverse proxy. I don't want authentication or I don't want authorization means what you need to do. Just you need to redirect. That's all. Basically, for example, if you try to access PingAccess.com /finance, it means it should have to show the page /finance page. It will contact the PingAccess, will contact the bush and .com and whatever the page it is having /finance or something only for redirection. It will work. it will show the page, whatever it is there for the finance or slash what you can say, use a profile or my profile accounts, a credit card, debit card. I'm just giving an example for a bank. A lot of applications also. We can able to use it. You can use it for any redirect slash finance slash. Like for example, one application can have 100 subsets, like 100 or like even I mean 100, it's like higher side, maybe 10, 20, 15, 25, 30 also you can have it. This is only for the reverse proxy. Then the next one, reverse proxy with authentication. Reverse proxy with authentication here. Reverse proxy with authentication in the sense what we can do here in this part, only authentication. Here, in this reverse proxy with the authentication means first I will be trying to maybe, for example, let's say in the next line, put the user arrow mark pingaccess.com/finance. User arrow mark pingaccess.com/finance. That is the URL the user is trying to access it. Sorry, next arrow mark here. Normally, if it is if it is a only reverse proxy without authentication, it will show the finance page busher come. But here we need a authentication. It will redirect to the ping fed rate. It will redirect to the ping fed rate for authentication using OAuth ping fed rate. In the bracket, you can put OAuth yes, then ping fed rate. What it will do? It will throw the login screen to the user basically, yes, this is from the ping fed rate, not the ping access. Ping access cannot do the authentication. It cannot be able to do. We need a ping fed rate for that ping access. If you want to use it, you need a ping fed rate as mandatory. Without ping fed rate, you cannot use the ping access. After successful, now where the authentication will happen, ping fed rate will redirect to ping directly or Active Directory anything. For that is authentication basically. After successful authentication, ping fed rate will generate the token and send the token to the ping access. Generates the token and send the token back to the ping access. PA sends the token to the PA. Then what PA will do? PA will process it. PA will process the token, yes, and then like after that arrow mark, and then put the bush and com/finance. Yeah, it's all basically motion com/finance, the same page. It will be returned for the user. Basically, this is authentication, reverse proxy with authentication. Basically, you're getting my point. Yes, yes, and also in the first one, a reverse proxy without authentication or authorization. It is there in the first point, first use case in that one. What you can do, you can copy up to user, use an arrow button, ping access com/finance. Just copy up to that one and paste it in the line number 8. In the line number 8, no. In the line number 8, it is there. Just copy from user to finance one. And then copy that and put it there inside in the first one, first use case. In the next line of the use case, paste it yes. After that bracket, space bracket, put ping access to mem. No, not the bracket, maybe arrow button. You can put arrow button, I remark, and put space, ping access and space. You can put that bushakam/finance actual. That's all. This is the first use case. Basically, now here in this one, there is another use case also there. You can copy that. Here there is one more use case here, reverse proxy with authentication and authorization. Authorization is the most important part in the ping access. Reverse proxy with authentication and authorization, because authorization is a lot of use cases are available, different use cases, because we are also, in other words, we can say ping access is also known as tipping, like it's an authorization tool. Basically, authorization tool means, for example, let's say it's not simply allow the user or reject the user. It's not like that. For example, one page, it will allow the user next page. It will reject the user. For example, slash finance it will allow the user slash account. It won't allow the user. Basically, it's like this kind of a fine tuned. We can do it. That is what user the same thing. You can copy and paste the same thing. And the line number 10, you can put the same concept. The flow will stay the same. Yes, copy that and put everything same. Only one difference after ping, access, processing the token. And it will check for condition. It will check for condition. We need to provide a condition for authorization. Check for condition whether the user is authorized or not authorized to push and com/finance, and it's fine. This is fine. These are the three use cases. Yes, these are the authorized to that push and com/finance. These are the three use cases. We are going to use it, our system in the ping access. How we can able to do this three kind of system. One way, this one reverse proxy. One way by using the reverse proxy. That is done as the gateway model ping access use case. It is there in the next line. Put gateway model after the PA use cases. It is there in the first line, in the third line or something in that gateway model, or is also known as the reverse proxy model. Yes, these are the three cases using gateway or reverse proxy model. That is one more which is available. All the three are gateway model only. All the three cases which we discussed, these are all gateway model only. Now here, the next use case is there. Ping access use case. I found agent model action M. Reverse proxy is the most famous one, used for a lot of people, a lot of applications, web application, cloud-based applications, and all this is useful. But there is one more model called agent model in the sense. For example, let's say here, ping access is acting as a reverse proxy here. Here, I mean, you are going to configure the server, or like, for example, let's say like the backend configuration and every server who is hosting the data. For example, the backmotion.com/finance. They are the only who is hosting the data basically. You're getting my point. Here, the same motion. Com is going to host the data, basically, but here ping access, it's not going to act as a reverse proxy. Here, maybe the user is trying to access the direct application URL itself. You're getting my point. Instead of accessing the simple one, instead of accessing the what we can say, instead of accessing the direct in ping access endpoint, the user will try to access the direct URL in the. For example, the user is trying to access the bush and com/finance itself, but inside the bush and com/finance. Maybe it's a IS server or Apache, Tomcat or anything. The Ye thing file will be available. The ping access agent should ask to be installed inside your bush and com/finance. You're getting my point. Whenever the user is trying to access the bush and com/finance, the agent will redirect the user to the ping access. Then ping access will, because all the configuration is at the ping access side only. Normally ping access. Reverse proxy means you are not going to access the application COM, you are going to access the ping access endpoint. Ping access easily processing the request. That is why gateway model is too easy and it's a most famous one. Instead, the users, they don't want to use the ping access endpoint or common endpoint, and all they want to use the direct application endpoint means, yes, they can use it, maybe like a web API, the API and all the back-end code. For that, and or they can directly access the API methodology, or they can access the API URL directly. The agent file will be installed at the server who is hosting the data. When you try to access the bush and com/finance, the ping access agent will process to the ping access server in your ping access, where you install the ping access. Then ping access, once they get the request, then they will process it, and then they will initiate the authorization request to the ping federal. Ping federal will authenticate and they will generate a token. Once they generate the token, then they will give the token back to the ping access agent with all the attributes and all. And then they will pass it to the client and application will show you to the user. Basically, you're getting my point here, the same process, the same exact process, but instead you are going to install the agent, not you. Basically, and the application team will do that. Here you cannot use that use case, one that reverse proxy. It won't work here because this is only for authentication and authorization. The agent model, it's not a reverse proxy model. You can ignore the first use case. Directly, we can go to the second use case, only the reverse proxy with authentication. Here, the agent model with the authentication. Agent model with authentication. You're getting my point. You understand the concept, what we are trying to do here. I do, yes, yes, yes. Now here the user. It's not going to access the ping access finance. They are going to access the bush and outcome/finance. It's a property file. Only agent is the same slide. Mem. Now here in the bush and com. Obviously in that server ping access agent, you can put next to no. No, don't delete that one. Let it be there after that. Like what do you call that arrow button? Ping access agent. Amu will point again the next bracket. Ping access server will go. The ping access server means where you install the ping access. Yes, again, ping access server will point to ping federate for authentication using OAuth. The same line will come after successful authentication. Generate the token to the ping access. Ping access process the token and send attributes to agent. In the last point token, in the next line it process the token. After that, after the processing the token, it will send the address to ping access agent P agent. You can put PA agent or ping access agent protocol PAAAPP. Then it will redirect you to the bush and com/finance easy simple. Yes, then there is a ping access use case, the agent model with authentication and authorization being access agent protocol. There is one more use case, agent model with authentication and authorization. You can copy that. I can put it. Yes, ma'am. Yep, now here the authorization is not going to happen on the agent. It's going to happen in the ping access itself. Ping access itself. It will stop there. It won't go to the agent. You're getting my point. I have one question about this one. Reverse proxy with authentication, when they use going to pingaccess.com/financer, how is the data happening to ping federated? Is that we need to configure it in the that is what the what configuration. For example, let's say in what ping federated you can't field the client, led client secret and all basically. You create the same client led client secret should be configured at the ping access level in ping access. You need to configure the SSO endpoint of ping federated. You need to configure the ping access. That is what ping access and ping federated are interconnected. That is why when you hit that configuration, it will automatically do that. Basically, that is a configuration, just you need to ping access. By default, it is acting as a resource server. For what? That's why ping access cannot use SAML. Ping access can use only auth. You're getting my point. That we will see that how it is redirecting based on the configuration only basically. It's like default ping access needs to raise a request to ping federated, and ping federated by default it will accept it. It won't accept. There is should one configuration we need to enable, then only it will accept first. When you install the ping access directly cannot. We cannot start configure these things, and all you need to establish a communication between ping federated and ping access first, one where you need to establish that communication. If that communication is not enabled, it won't redirect. You're getting my point. Whatever the configuration you have enabled, it will be useless. First, after successful installing the ping access first step, we need to what we can say. We need to enable that communication between ping PF to ping access and certificates, and all we need to exchange it that even ping access directly. It will have the access to the console of ping federated. You're getting my point? Whatever the client ID you have created there, it will be available in the ping access, also in the drop down. You just have to choose it. That kind of a communication we need to enable. We will enable that. That is a first step. We will be doing it. But we need to see this kind of a models and all. Basically, that's why it's that you can easier to understand. Once we complete this, then we will see that what is ping access, why we are using this, what are the components and all day. We'll see those information here. The agent model with authentication and authorization condition will be there in the ping access level itself. It's not at the agent level. It won't even go to the agent if it is not authorized or access denied. It will be done in the ping access level itself. Getting my point? Yes, yes, these are the two different flows. The most famous one, everyone will use it. That is a gateway model. A lot of people will use the same thing, a parent model. It's not that much useful in a real time. I am saying because, like, for example, agent model means still the application needs to take care all the stuffs and all basically. But if you are configuring reverse proxy, the certificate renewal, everything you can handle it. Getting my point? Because the ping access, the SL handshake will happen at the ping access level because ping access is acting as a reverse proxy. Now the SL handshake, like a load balancing handshake, everything it will done at the ping access level itself. But in the sense if you are having it agent model means there. Similarly, again, the application will take care everything and you need to make sure the agent should be running in the ping access. Sorry, what do you call that? Application layer, and also you need to make ping access. Suppose if there is any issue with the agent, they need to restart the server or not. Basically the application server, like some. It is stable only, but most easy one. Not all people prefer that rather than configuring. You are having a dependency here in agent model. But even for reverse proxy, also we have a dependency, but still we have some control over the application also basically, but both are same kind of configuration. Everything will stay there, like configuration wise. You just have to, in the drop down, you are going to choose web application or like a agent model, that's all. Basically, that is a just in the drop down, you are going to choose it. Other than that, there is no difference in the configuration wise. Clear on this one, yes? Dude, everything is good till now, all clear. Yes, this is what we are going to try to do it in the next 7 to 8 days. We will be starting with reverse proxy model. We will be completing the reverse proxy, all the three models and also, like we will see, the authentication authorization. It's the same thing for the agent model also. It's not going to be different. Whatever we did in reverse proxy, it's the same thing. You are going to do it in the agent. The authorization types. We mentioned the fine grain type and all basically. The fine grain kind of what we can say, everything will be like it will be directly configured, used for both of them. The types of authorization, whatever different types, we will be seeing it different ways of authorizing the user. When we do different ways of authorizing the user, it will stay the same for reverse proxy, and the start point is different for two different models. When you are discussing about the advantages in the sense like, for example, let's say like there are 10 different websites. You are having it for the ISO. Bush and 1.com, Bush and 2. Bush and 3.com, like that, based on a header based and everything. In that case, a little bit gateway model. It's not that much good. You're getting my point in that you can have one agent. All the 10 server will point to that agent. Getting my point? I mean 10 server also. You can use it. The best proxy will work. I'm not saying it's not going to work. It will definitely work. But the thing is that high availability, too much of reverse proxy. I mean, it's the same ping access URL going will be pointing to 10 different endpoints, but instead agent will take all the things. That is, in that case, I'm saying more than 5, more than 10 or 20. In that case means the agent will be much better. You don't need to configure any fully qualified distinguished name bush and 1 bush and 2 bush and 3 like that. You don't need to configure. But at this time, if you are using gateway, in that case, we need to configure all the 10. Suppose if you are missing one also. Sometimes it may not work. There is the only major advantage over the data model the agent is having. Other than that, gateway model is much far better. If you are using smaller use cases but larger use cases, the agent model is good to have it. But there is like organization perspective, the client recommend only what they want. Like, I mean, also, if you remember, we have the same component, engine and admin and all here. Instead of that, agent will be available. Agent will be running in one port, 3000. In that port, the agent will be running. 3030, I think. We need to download that PingAccess file also. Can you just type PingAccess download? This is too simple PingAccess when you understand this flow. The configuration is the one which we need to discuss. Click on the first link itself. That's fine. Now, here in the top hand side corner, there is a sign on. Just click on the sign on. That's fine. That's fine. You already click. That's fine. Here, sign on to support portal using support and partner portal. Is there the first one? Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@therightuptalk.com.